This podcast will hopefully contain words or statements of obscene, pornographic, or immoral character. You have been warned.
True. It's true. It's true.
The podcast. They soon will be making another one. The podcast. Talking about stuff that is really dumb. Get a bizarre perspective on deflated erections. Oh, yeah. On the pod. Who knows what's in store? It's your drunk girlfriend puking on the floor. It's pod. Potty Mouth Records podcast. All right, fuck it. Oh my god, that's fucking horrible. I can't ever. It's fuck you. All right, I'm done.
Damn, that was fucking weak.
It was weak.
Coming back from a week off, and that was so terrible. Ready? I'll do it for you because we
All right,
got
bring
we
it.
got to get excited.
Oh my god. There we go. Fuck yes.
All right,
I'm getting better.
I feel
every
better
day.
now about that start. So yeah, I don't know what I'm fucking lost. The last 2 weeks have been so fucking crazy. This is episode 26.
26.
All right, so I got that
Yes.
right.
We had to scrap one. And for those of you sad with us, we had to scrap one. And for those of you in Kuwait listening, howdy.
What?
What? I don't fucking know.
Are you
Somebody's
serious?
What? Why would I make that up?
Yeah, I mean that seems pretty odd to make up, but yeah.
So, howdy in Kuwait.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. I don't know how you found us, but that's pretty cool.
Oh my lord.
Enjoy yourselves over there.
Yeah.
Stay cool. I'm assuming it's pretty fucking hot there.
I think it's pretty fucking hot there all the time.
Yeah, I think so. There's like basically like no seasons there at all, right?
No, I think it's go.
It's 110 every fucking day of your life, I'm guessing.
Boy, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah. I like to visit hot weather areas because I like the dry heat, and I like hot weather when I can like be by a pool and when I can like leave the pool and then go into the air conditioned like room that I'm staying in. But aside from that, yeah, I'm kind of one of those people that like melts and cries because it's too hot.
So me being a fat bitch, I hate heat in general. It don't matter.
Yeah.
It sucks. It all sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Trisha and I were just talking about this not too long ago. And we actually had mentioned a little something about this on a few podcasts ago about like just seasons and stuff. But I don't know. It's weird. Like sometimes I go through these little blips where I'm like, man, I don't know. It'd kind of be cool to have 4 seasons again a little bit. Like I do have moments where I kind of miss it at times. And then I'll sort of snap back to reality and like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like that's no, like, no, that's
awesome.
terrible.
That's a horrible idea.
Yeah. I'm so accustomed to just like 2 seasons out here. I say this all the time. There's t-shirt season and there's hoodie season. And that's all there is here.
Ed, it is hoodie season, motherfucker. Where are our hoodies?
Oh, what do you mean? Order yourself a hoodie.
Do we have them?
Oh, I'm just saying, like, we don't have them for sale, but I mean, I guess we could make them for sale.
We could make them. Fuck yeah.
I
Gotta
mean,
promote that shit. It's cold weather here, bitch.
yeah, I mean, I guess it is probably time to start maybe revamping the merch line for East
Fall
Coast
season?
fall.
Yeah, dude,
We got some magazines from our landlord. She gave us just like whatever. she gets tons of magazines all the time, and she ends up passing them back to us when she's done with them. But we got a Vogue magazine, and we have that in the bathroom for like for a shitter mag.
Nice.
I was looking through it the other day, and just like laughing at all the ads, like the clothing and like high end like accessory ad stuff, like handbags and all that shit, and just like sort of like where we are at in the culture, and like with just how everything is going nowadays. Models and ads have like really changed how they look over the last few years. What's kind of cool about it in a way is like, it's like, well, for one thing, there's like people who probably never would have been models 20 years ago are models now, which that's kind of cool. Because like, I guess if there's someone who like had the desire to model clothing, but like would never have gotten picked because they didn't have like the quote unquote right look or whatever. I guess there's like more people. I guess what I'm getting at is there's more people who sort of look like outliers and people on the fringe of like good looks that like never would have like been in it before, and like actually make some of the products like desirable in a way that I've never looked at them before.
That is kind of, I understand it. That's so I have a fashion thing I need to break down here.
Okay.
All right, ready? Us people that have man boobs, it should be mandatory for us to wear 2 shirts. Because you got to fucking cover the nips and kind of pat them down. Yeah. And then you can wear your top shirt. There's nothing more gross than watching a guy around with fucking screaming peepees on him. You're like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. I don't want to see that. Like,
you need the man's ear, like on Seinfeld.
We were watching Love at First Bite. Oh my god! And fucking, there was a scene where this girl was walking down the fucking avenue in New York, and her headlights were on, and we started fucking laughing. I was like, "That's a 2-shirt situation right there." She is rocking it.
So my theory on the 2-shirt thing that you just talked about, I'm okay. Like, I don't have a problem. Like, you know, like whatever. If a dude's like super overweight and he's only rocking 1 t-shirt, I can accept a little looking at a little man boobage, but I agree with you. I think it's a per situation basis. Like, I don't want to see nipples on strangers.
But like, it's okay I can handle if they're not perked out, but if they're just flat.
Yeah, like I can handle a little like underside boob on a guy in a t-shirt, but I don't want to see nipple. And really, to be fair, I don't necessarily want to see nipple on a girl either.
I am completely in agreement. It's funny as shit.
As much as a sick fuck as I can be, like that's kind of like I'm sort of like cool on you for like I guess having the balls and or vagina to like do that, and you're rocking your look, like that's cool. But me personally, I'm just like I don't know. It's just like, to me, that's like too far.
Dude, the fucking when that clip was on the movie, we were both like, ah. It was like, so I was like, no. It was like way too much nippage.
Yeah. Well, I don't even remember my whole initial even train of thought for why I was talking about the models.
It was just you were happy to see there was a better representation of people in the magazine selling clothing and materials and stuff.
Okay. Well, so now I remember what my point of that was, is that I think that it's a good thing. But what I would be curious to see is how these ads are translating financially for the companies. You know, like what are their return on investments of like, are they helping sales or are they hurting sales? Because my theory is that making people in the ads look more like ordinary everyday people is a good thing. But the people in these ads look like people who wouldn't be able to afford these types of fucking clothing. So it's like when you see like some stereotypical like super hot chick modeling clothes, I think there's just a perception that she's like very successful and or married to like a rich guy and can like afford these types of things. Whereas like a normal Joe Schmo off the street probably isn't buying like Louis Vuitton bags like all the time.
So what you said just kind of rings. Do you remember like 2 years ago you came here and I turned on because I used to watch the news every morning, and you were stoked to see that our fucking news broadcasters all looked like people, like normal everyday fucking people versus superstar glamorous people. And I thought it was so funny, and for you to say that again, it just kind of hammers that thought home.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just being a fucking average person that it's just like chalk one up for the average people of the world. So like, I don't know. Yeah. This is just something I thought about to bring up and talk about. Cause
I think like the gender neutral stuff, I think that's an age group, maybe not, but I think some of the ads are kind of like driven by demographic on who they're selling to.
Yeah. And that's what I'm getting at is like, and like I said, I'm generalizing like very bad right now and stereotyping and stuff, but it's like, I don't know. I know like a pretty large spectrum of millennial age people, and none of them can afford fucking like high-end clothing and like Louis Vuitton bags.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know. I guess I just don't. That's why I'd be curious to see like the sales reports on like when they run that ad, like, is it hurting or helping sales?
Right. I would assume it is helping, even if it's a marathon and not a fucking sprint. So even if it didn't work this time, they're laying a foundation, and those people are going to start growing and growing accustomed to that. So even if the initial one doesn't score, I think laying the groundwork, I think, would pay dividends in the long run.
Yeah, and honestly, I think you really just nailed it with the point you just made. I think it's the marathon of it, not the sprint. It's like making the foundation now that's just like this is the baseline for like moving forward like 10, 15 years down the road, basically.
Yeah, and I think you could see that with like us being marketed to as kids. And it was like, even though we weren't that what do you want to say, racially diverse, it was enough there in like the cool things that it laid the foundation. So as we grew older, those walls were slowly getting broke down. It wasn't, and once again, it wasn't a fucking sprint. It was a marathon. And I think slowly you see change. It's just nothing's going to happen over fucking night, and there's still morons around. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And I think there's so many things that we talk about on here that it's like I feel like we can always tie it back to the roots of our involvement in like punk rock and skateboarding. It's like, if you like, skateboarding has always been like so ahead of the curve on like fashion and stuff. And like pretty much anything that's popular in skateboarding, like fashion wise, is like dead in skateboarding by the time it becomes the popular mainstream thing. Like people have moved on to other shit. But like to your point, like we were saying, like when we were kind of growing up, like maybe ads weren't as like racially diverse as what they are now. But I think that's true for more mainstream advertising when we were growing up. I think probably magazines we were looking at, that wasn't the case. I think like Thrasher, Trans World, like punk zine type stuff, like you were seeing like a whole spectrum of like different looking people. So it's like that wasn't new for us.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It was just, it's that slow, gradual build, and I guess it does creep from the underground and move forward, where everybody thinks they're making these fucking leaps and bounds in the mainstream marketing world, where it's already been happening at a grassroots level.
Yeah. I guess that's why when I was looking at those magazines the other day, it's I was like, oh, this is cool. I just feel like there's probably like a pretty large group of people in our age group, like Gen X, and then like kind of like more like baby boomer type people who probably get their feathers all fucking ruffled because of ads like this, like saying fucking ignorant shit. And like, to me, I'm just like, it doesn't even faze me because I'm just like, we're so used to things that are different and changing and like evolving ahead of the curve. It's like, it's not even an issue.
So I was trying to think of the clothing line. The only thing that bites them in the ass is like, I'll use, it rhymes with Old Navy, but if you're of a certain size or larger, you have to order everything. So even though you see them and they could be standing in the store,
Yeah.
like in their cutouts or their marketing shit,
Uh-huh.
and standees and whatever, all their POP stuff, it doesn't mean that product's there. That's a kind of back, because once again, I have a little bit of weight, and like I couldn't buy shit at Target if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like their double X is cut like an old school double X, and I feel like the fucking Incredible Hulk when I put that shit on.
So what you're saying is if you
And
buy
it's
Target
definitely
shirts, you need two.
Fuck. Well, yeah, and not including my undershirt. So I'm ripping shit up.
Is okay. I want to like shuffle this back a tiny little bit to the two t-shirt storyline. Is it a no? Because I've never really been in a position to have to be like a two t-shirt guy. Like I've probably been borderline approaching possibly being a two t-shirt guy at some points in my life, but I never like really crossed that threshold. But is wearing two t-shirts, is that ever like incentive to maybe try to like lose weight, or is that just like that is the band-aid for not wanting to lose weight? And I'm like asking for you personally.
I would like to lose weight, I think, but I don't want to give up life as I know it. Like there are things I enjoy, and I'm a fucking sugaraholic.
Yeah. So the food choices you enjoy trump like basically you'd rather keep rocking two t-shirts than like work on your diet.
Yeah. Or exercise. I fucking hate exercising.
Yeah. I mean, I know we've talked about this so many times that you fucking hate exercise, but yeah, I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if like being a two t-shirt guy, if that like bothers you, if you're like okay with it.
Again, it's in and out. It depends on the weather.
Yeah.
It really, it depends. Sometimes I don't care. Sometimes I do.
Well, let me just say this.
That's a tough one.
My experience over the last year of, I'll go ahead.
Oh, but with that being said, even when I cut a lot of weight, it was still two t-shirts, because even though you drop X amount of pounds, it doesn't change your fucking moobs or anything else. They might not be as big, but they're still fucking there.
I see what
it's
you're
not
saying.
like it goes away. It's like they're just, I go from a D to a B.
Yeah, so losing weight isn't even necessarily like diminishing the moves, because you would need to like start like yoking out and lifting and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. I saw something crazy one time about fucking kids that were getting like breast reductions done, boys, because they were having moobs, and then basically kids were just fucking ridiculing the shit out of them.
Yeah, and it's not cool.
Yeah, well, it's not. But so it was like they were going in and getting fucking breast reductions. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That shit. I hate hearing stuff like that. It fucking bothers me. But yeah, it's crazy, dude. This like my kind of like weight loss journey I was on the last year and stuff, and I have to say, like, it's funny because you're talking about the two t-shirt thing, and for me, it's sort of like the opposite extreme. Is I went from, I mean, I was the last time I could effectively wear a large size t-shirt or a large size any shirt, I was probably 21, maybe, was like the last time I could fit into a large shirt. So probably from, like sometime in my early 20s up until last year, so like 25 years basically, I've been extra large t-shirt guy, and definitely been in a few phases here and there where almost approaching double X. And when I would start approaching double X is when I'd be like, all right, like I can deal with like being XL guy for the rest of my life, but like, I don't know, just for me, and there's nothing wrong with being a double X guy, but just for me personally, I was
not
like,
giving you shit. You know what?
But no,
I've been
but
double X forever.
Yeah, I'm just like, I just don't want to go into double X size just because of like my body type and my height and everything. Like all the doctors are just basically like, that's when you know you're like, you've gone too far basically for my build type. Is if you're double X, you're like, you're into like the unhealthy zone. So anyway, like back in December, I went to a show. It's when I went to see Flipper actually. And that was the first time I was at a show in a while, and I had the opportunity to like buy some merch. And I bought a t-shirt, and it was the first shirt. My Flipper t-shirt was the first shirt I had bought in like 25 years that was a large. And I wasn't even 100% certain if it would fit me. I was like, I knew I was getting close to, I was like, whatever the shirt size between large and extra large is where I was at, but I wasn't exactly sure what fit the shirt was. It was like, I don't know, $15. I was like, whatever, I'll get it. And I'll hopefully eventually get into it. And I remember getting it, putting it on, and it like fits so nice. And it sounds really stupid, but that was such a like epic moment in my like journey of like shedding pounds, is like, oh my God, like I can get back into a large t-shirt again. It was like super motivating. And then I pretty much had to clean out my entire closet. Like all my clothes would not fit me anymore.
Amanda, I think the dog is barking. You should take him out right now. All right, keep talking real quick.
No, yeah, but that's pretty much it. Just, I guess I'm just relating that to like anybody who's listening, who's a 2 t-shirt person, like there's nothing wrong with that. But I will say that if you want to put the work in, there's no better feeling than like being a bigger t-shirt dude and then like getting back into a large again. It honestly, it sounds stupid and cheesy, but it reinvigorated my mindset and my life like in ways I didn't think it would.
Wow, that's crazy, because I don't remember like from losing to picking up weight, like where I don't know it ever was. I don't actually remember why I lost weight half the time.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember why I picked it back up. It's just like, it's one of those things. It's a constant battle. And at this point,
it was for me too. I was always fluctuating. I was always between I don't know. I'd fluctuate between like 218 and like 232.
Oh my God, dude.
That
if
was
I
like
could fucking hit 232.
That was my normal window.
I
Like,
look sickly.
well, there was one point in my life when the heaviest I'd ever gotten, I think I was like 243. And that's when I was like, fuck, man, like that's kind of gnarly. And like, I hit it pretty well. Like no one believed that I was that heavy when I would tell them. But for the most part, I always fluctuated between like 218, 232-ish. And, I'm closing in on, I weighed myself like 3 weeks ago and I was 192. So
Oh my God.
the goal
That's so
is to
fucking
be
crazy.
between 185 and 190 and just like fluctuate in that 5 pound zone. So I'm like really close to being there.
Wow.
Yeah. And just to put it into perspective, like when I would go to the doctor, he'd be like, he'd be like, "You're 30 pounds overweight." And I'd be like, in my mind, I'm like, "You're fucking crazy." Like, no, I'm not. And like, I would come home and tell her, I'd be like, "The doctor told me I need to lose 30 pounds. She's like, "That's insane." She's like, "You'd be like so skinny and frail looking." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And now that I've lost like 40 pounds basically. And I'm like, oh, my doctor actually was right. Like I needed to lose like at least 30.
Oh my Lord.
And I'm
not falling for that shit.
Dude, I never, ever thought that I would be under 210 again ever in my life. And I thought 200 was like impossible. And now I'm like 192. So I don't know. Anybody who's listening who's like maybe thinking about trying to like get into some like weight loss scenario. I know it's like such a cliche thing to say, like, if I can do it, you can do it too. But I am an example of like, if you do want to lose weight, if you do the right things, you can do it, because I never thought I'd ever be this thin again, ever. So like, I'm still in shock every day. I'm like, I can't fucking believe I lost.
Jenny Craig. Thank you for everything.
Not even Jenny Craig, man. It's just like, honestly, there's two things. You have to find out if you have leaky gut syndrome. And the only way to find that out is you have to go to a nutritionist, and they'll run blood work on you to find out if you have leaky gut. If you do, that's a big part of what keeps you overweight, is like your stomach's basically damaged. And once you get on the right protocol to get your stomach healed, the only thing you have to do, and this is what worked for me, everybody's different, but once your stomach is fixed and healed, you just have to stop eating sugar. And other than that, you can pretty much eat what you want. You just can't have sugar, and you'll just start to fucking drop weight like super fast. I don't even exercise that much. I do more than I used to, but not like a crazy amount. It's all been like healing my stomach and just like cutting out sugar.
I wish it was that easy.
I mean, it was. That's what it was, though.
I totally believe you. I just know that I am a sugar dependent whore, and the more I cut, the more I intake. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, I've learned so much over the last year about how your body processes food and like what your liver does with things, and it's all like very fascinating, actually. And it's just crazy how your body once you get addicted to the sugar, man, like your body's just like going through all these malfunctioning processes of like craving it more, but your body's like simultaneously trying to fight it, but it also like needs it. So it's just like, it's like a vicious circle of like fucking, you can't get out of it. But what is really crazy is I had a major sweet tooth for like years. Like it was not uncommon for me, like on a Friday night, to eat, like crack open like a pack of Oreo cookies and eat like a whole fucking row.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Of Oreos on like a Friday night or something. And I would fucking eat, like, I'd get all fucking stoned and eat like a fucking 2-pack of Pop-Tarts.
Oh, all right. So those are deadly. I learned my lesson on those bitches.
Dude, they're so good. And so, yeah, I mean, I was just crushing like so much sweet shit like all the time. And now, so I went to a good friend of mine had a birthday party about 3 months back, and I hadn't seen him in a while, and it was cool to catch up and stuff. And they had birthday cake there. And that was like the first thing sweet that was like offered to me. And I do like eat applesauce a little bit. So we were saying about like when we talked about our food riders.
Yes.
It was like chicken wings, potato chips, and applesauce with cinnamon was my. So like applesauce is pretty much like the one sweet thing that I still kind of eat. But at this birthday party, I was like, I'm going to have a little tiny slice of cake just to see what it tastes like. And I would have.
It was heaven, and you fucking rolled in it like the fucking dog.
No, it was the exact.
Oh, you're like all into the icing.
It was not that. It was the exact opposite of that. The old me would have had that slice and would have been like, went back and been like, hey, you think maybe I could get like one more slice of that? That's pretty good. But no, I did end up eating the whole piece. It was sliced very thin, but the icing, when I was eating it, the icing to me tasted like it had I could like taste the sugar crystals in it. It was like I was eating like little razor blades. Is like the best way.
They fuck the icing up.
Yeah,
I
that's
watch
like
enough cooking shows. Yeah, they fuck the icing.
Yeah, but it was so sweet and it was like weird and like I don't know. It totally grossed me out. So I was just like, dude, that's so weird. Like I would have loved this before I stopped eating sweets, and like now it's like disgusting to me. So anyway, that's the health edition of the podcast.
Thanks, fucking Vanity Fair. Nice. Or Variety, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. But I did the first thing
it was Vogue.
Yeah, Vogue. I have quite a few things I wanted to talk about today, but the first thing I wanted to talk about is I wanted to, and I'm saying this jokingly, but also I do mean it in a serious way, is that happy birthday. I know your birthday is already passed and we talked on your birthday, but I think it's cool that you made it to 50. Like,
holy shit.
I think that is like a hell of an accomplishment and it's not something to be taken lightly. And yeah, I'm fucking stoked for you.
Oh yeah. And I got my straight edge swatch.
No way. Curtis is showing me a picture of his straight edge swatch. Did you already get it or is it on the way?
No, I got it. This is one of the, sadly, I guess, I don't know. It was one of the better birthdays. It was nice. Like we fucked around. We went to Gettysburg. That trip was really fucking cool. The kids so I saw one of my birthday gifts come in and I questioned it kinda. They got me like a cool Wacom tablet or Wacom, whatever you want to call them.
Wacom, I think they call it.
No, well, that's the way they fucking say it on the West Coast. Tomato.
Wacom.
Wacom. But so they got me one of those. It's pretty big. I have to fucking buy a new desk because the bitch won't fit on my work desk.
Yeah, they're huge. My brother-in-law has one when he was going to art school. Well, he was going to start going to art school, but he got one for that, and it's fucking cool, man.
I got my SodaStream.
Oh, nice.
And what else? Back to the Wacom tablet. So Gavin gets a variety of random shit sent to this house, like weights in weird boxes and shit. I like the Wacom came and they didn't do anything to wrap it or put it in a special box. It was just in the Wacom box, and I'm like, it's like, what the fuck? Because I'll fucking text him like, what the fuck is this? Because I'll get the shit off the porch because he's at work or something. What the fuck is this? But you know what? I just like, I don't want to fucking know. I'm done wanting to know what this shit is for.
Yeah.
Just set it aside. And then it was mine.
Dude, that's a fucking epic birthday present, dude, because those things aren't fucking cheap.
Well, it was a refurber, but
still.
I'm a super fan of refurber because I've scored so many times on getting refurb shit. I'm like, fuck, I have no hesitations.
Yeah, I mean, I've bought lots of refurb stuff over the years. I've never had issues with it.
That's what they were told me. They were like, we didn't spend a lot. It was a refurb. I'm like, okay. But it's still badass.
It's still a fucking cool present, though, because now you can... That's cool. Now I'm going to put your ass to work because I have some fucking designs I need.
Oh, my God. I'm going to show you... So the Gettysburg trip was super badass because...
Well, yeah. I wanted to bring that up, actually, because you posted that... Well, not to cut you off, but I just want to make sure that you get to this, is that you posted that picture of you guys you filmed something and you were in Gettysburg and for your birthday trip, and it looked like you filmed some fucking ghost activity.
Okay, so here's the thing. I am, as much as I love that stuff, I'm so skeptical of fucking everything. Like, it is just like we were on the Getty, like, so this tour was cool because they took us to two of the bridges out there that are supposedly haunted. And I think the video that Amanda posted was from one of the bridges. And from episode 25, I talked about actually getting a book about the two bridges. And then coincidentally, we ended up taking the tour of those two.
Oh, cool.
And then they didn't sneak us. They walked us out to the edge of the battlefield and then down this like public path that wasn't part of the battlefield or the national park system, because you can't go in after dark. So you have to work around it. So like we walked to the edge of the park and then fucking hung a left and went down into these woods. And like we had shit kick on and move like that was sitting all by itself in the like grass. But it's just like there's so many variables. It's so hard for me to buy into shit.
Well, so my 2 cents was that video, I guess she posted it, I guess, with the orbs or whatever. Mm-hmm. So like I said, I've seen some ghost shows and stuff. I don't really watch that stuff that much, but just I know enough to know that like people talk about seeing like these orb things. And I mean, that video she posted, those things, whatever they were, looked exactly like shit I've seen when people are on these ghost shows, like seeing these orb things. And I'm like, normally I would be like you, I'd be kind of skeptical, but I was like, that's kind of fucking crazy. Like that's literally those fucking things.
So it's badass, but I guess there's a weird thing that when it happens, it's like the energy and adventure that's shown in the shows isn't really the energy that's at the site. Like it's just like you're just randomly fucking snapping photos. Like it's just weird. You're just like taking photo, and you're walking around with dumb shit trying to get things to talk to you, and it's so weird. I don't know. And it's really it's hard because I have anxiety to even do that with other people. Like I don't know why. It's like,
what do you mean like being in like a tour group?
Well, because it was more of a tour. We were actually, I guess, ghost hunting. All this makes me uncomfortable. Like it's so weird. Like, but it's I don't know. There's a wall that I have built that I don't want, I guess, everybody in. Though we talk about on the podcast. And it's just like to let my guard down is like, that is so weird. Like, I don't like it. But I mean, it was cool. Like we had a blast and I want to take the kids up to do it. Like that tour specifically.
Well, so like what did you, I mean, I don't know, man, like those like orb things that she filmed, that was like pretty intriguing to me. It's like, wow, this is like actually this is footage of someone that I know. So right. I'm like, obviously this is not doctored up. This is just coming straight from her phone. So I'm like, I know it's like her not trying to like fucking pull a fast one on anybody or anything, but, and I was like, what could that even be? Like from a scientific standpoint, I was like, it's not like a lens flare, because they were like moving in a trajectory that like wouldn't be following like the light of the camera or like the movement of the phone. They were like moving separately of the phone movement. So it really was like these, and they didn't look like bubbles. Like if you like blow a bubble, they actually look like they're sort of solid.
Yeah. Well, and half the time, because when we watch the shit, we're like, it's fucking dust. But this was one of the times where it was cold. So there wasn't bugs flying around.
Yeah.
And there was no dust because we're fucking sitting in the middle of like on this bridge. There's like, I guess technically there could be dust, but
Yeah, I don't
It
know.
just-
That was weird.
It was still that was really cool that she got that. She's gotten stuff in Savannah too, like way back when. But I got like 2 or 3 like weird things, but nothing like I want to look at them on a big screen. I haven't done it. I'm lazy.
I'm definitely curious to. I don't know. We've talked about ghost stuff multiple times now, and I mean, I think I've made it pretty clear that I'm of the belief that ghosts could be real, but also like I think a lot of stuff can be proved with like science and stuff too. But I don't know, man. That's like the first thing I've ever seen from a friend that I was like, this is not a TV show. This is not a secondhand account by someone I don't know. This is someone I know, and they have no incentive to like make a fake video. And I was like, I don't know. What the fuck is that? I was definitely pretty intrigued.
So it was really cool, and our guide was really cool, and it was funny because he was so energetic. And when we had like they had like the little boxes and stuff that talk, like he was getting excited. It wasn't like, you know, it's another day at the fucking job for me, blah blah. It was like there was shit happening, and he was like just fucking so stoked.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely a really good trip. And the place was cool because they max out at 10 people per tour.
Yeah.
So it's like a small group of people. Like there was a bus that showed up the same place we went, and I was like, no fucking way would I want to do that. Like there were like 30 or 40 people rolled off this bus.
Yeah, that's
And
Trisha.
Trisha
Trisha is like, we'll never do shit like that. Her job requires her to like be on 100% with strangers every fucking day. So when we're on vacation, she's like, I don't want to be anywhere near like a bunch of fucking people. Like, do not ever think I'm going to get on a bus with you with like 40 other people
Oh my God.
and like go somewhere. Like, it's never going to happen. But, yeah, dude, that's crazy, man. Like, I thought that was like really fucking cool. And, it makes me think back to like what we were talking about last week with just, if you could practice enough where you like got to the point where you felt like 100% comfortable being on like a heroic dose of mushrooms, and then like go to a place where there's supposedly a lot of ghost activity and see if like the mushrooms help you like pull through the veil a little bit, where maybe like you would see shit.
Aren't you supposed to use DMT?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it could go either way, I guess, but I think with mushrooms, I think DMT, you're going to see more shit that isn't there. Whereas with like mushrooms, you might actually, it's like more like enhancing reality. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be curious to like see those things you filmed on your phone. Like if you were tripping, like would they like actually maybe have more of a form, or maybe you could see more to it than you can with like your sober eyes, basically.
What are you saying about my sober eyes?
I couldn't think of a better way to say like your normal vision, I guess.
But we're going back up in 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
For like her aunt and uncle are like way hardcore into it.
Yeah.
Like the point where they have equipment, like most of the shit that they have on Ghost Adventures, they have. Like it is like, or like any ghost hunting show, like they have a majority of the equipment. I think they actually have almost everything I've seen on the shows. And they rent the place that Trish and I were talking about, the Farnsworth house.
Oh yeah.
They rent the whole fucking place out.
Yeah, because she was
Like,
asking me about that. She's like, why do they do that? I was like, I'm not even really sure about that.
Well, that way they can ghost hunt. They can like fucking put cameras everywhere. Like they're way into it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It was fun. That was where Amanda said that our bed shook while I was sleeping.
Oh yeah.
I missed it. And then she got to get out while I was sleeping as well.
Gotcha.
So if you need paranormal shit to happen, don't count on me.
Well, I was thinking you were saying about your tour guide who was like kind of like hyped up and like really into it. When I had talked before, when we went to Iceland and we did that like little like fairy and troll tour in the city or whatever. The guy who did that tour, he was like so good. And we actually talked to him afterwards, and we were like, man, you were like so good at what you're, doing the tour and everything. So I think I did mention this when we talked about this episodes ago, but he actually was saying that usually if you like go on any of these types of tours and you get someone who's like really good at it and like really hyped up, he's like 9 chances out of 10 they're probably an actor. and that's like, he said a lot of like people who are trying to get into acting, like that's like job, they do that as a job to like just to be like always practicing kind of a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope he wasn't acting.
Well, but like
I
but it's sincere, yeah. But I think just like that they're like amped up another level is like them just trying to like, like be in the zone kind of a thing.
Yeah, it was cool though. It's funny as we've only been doing it for 2 years, like going to Gettysburg. But our tours, each one has been better than the last, which is so hard to believe. But it's like the first tour was okay. Second tour was fucking really good.
Yeah.
Where we toured like the college and stuff. And then the next tour, I think we walked to town, but then we did the orphanage and the Jenny Wade house. And that one was really cool. But see, to me, when a little detector goes off that there's, electromagnetic stuff happening.
Yeah.
You're just like, eh. I'm like, okay, it's going off. Yay. But there's like it's so weird. I don't know.
But they're probably all like, ooh, hey. Yeah. Like, shut the fuck up.
Hey, shut the fuck up, Chico, man. No, it's like, yeah, he's like, oh, he's like, if you get something to register on the fucking thing, he goes, start talking, like asking questions and blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
blah,
really?
Blah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Like he was like, there were times where they were doing like responses and stuff. I heard on this one podcast, this guy made this fucked up thing. And that's what I was trying to use. It's like, we don't have a topic, so it's okay. It takes like the one thing uses and it scans through radio stations and picks up random words and puts it in. Supposedly the spirit world grabs these words and uses them to make sentences and stuff.
Sort of like radio Ouija.
Yeah, exactly. So but everybody can just say random shit, blah, 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 blah. So this process is like they take a voice bank and everything's backwards and cut basically up into syllables. So there's no words inside of the bank. So it's not like it's shooting like words at you. Like something has to arrange and pull the sounds out.
Okay.
And so I was using that. It was weird. I'll have to play you some of it. It's fucking creepy sounding no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like if nothing else, that'd be like a cool way to like make some like fucked up music.
Oh fuck, absolutely. It's gonna be put into the fucking potty somewhere, even if it's in the background. People are like, what the fuck is that?
So, are there areas where ghosts supposedly inhabit more? Do researchers say that like trauma areas have larger ghost activity, or can it just be like anywhere?
It could be anywhere, but trauma areas are definitely like hot spots.
Okay, because that's why when you were like talking about all this stuff, I was thinking about like I wonder if they do ghost hunting in Pompeii. Because I was thinking,
I would hope.
Yeah, because when we were there earlier this year, I was definitely just like, the whole time you're there, I don't know, it's just always in the back of your mind. You're just thinking about like how many fucking people like died here in this like a 24-hour period. It's like, it's very haunting. And yeah, so I'm just like, a place like that, I wonder if there's like people ghost hunting there a lot or something.
I would assume so. Yeah, and I think, I mean, that like trauma areas, like anywhere there's been like mass death, like fucking, what is it, tuberculosis clinics,
Yeah.
and shit like that. Yeah, those places are all crazy. Jails, like those are the places that are like, but like there's,
Well, if they're okay, so like let's say, for example, and I obviously this is not a great example because this would never happen, but just sake of argument, if the Antietam battlefield, like 100 years from now, like land is so scarce, like fuck the battlefield, we have to put in some fucking apartments, and they like build apartments over the battlefield. Do ghost hunters believe that like building new buildings over like a trauma area like that, does that impede ghost
have
activity?
you watched fucking Poltergeist? Yeah, I think that would be a bad thing. Just like fucking burying or building on Native American burial grounds. That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
So like that
But,
would
I mean, we
ramp
grew
up the ghost activity then?
I would assume, because you're disturbing the earth and changing what's there.
Yeah.
But I mean, we grew up. I mean, I was telling Amanda how that, like, we used to pull. Well, I didn't, but Bub used to pull like fucking musket balls and other kinds of rounds out of the ground while they were working on the farm.
Yeah.
Like, so that shit was fucking rampant. It wasn't, even though, I mean, Antietam was like the big place, that wasn't the only place that the fucking battles and shit happened. We talked about that on the last show as well.
Oh yeah.
Like
There's
fucking little.
there's nothing on the farm anymore. My uncles have fucking like, there's nothing left. They metal detected the shit out of that fucking place. It's crazy. My buddy had like probably like the biggest collection out of all of them. I think he, like, basically his Civil War collection from metal detecting through his whole life is basically like his retirement money. Like, he had some like gnarly fucking rare shit, like just like fucking buckles and like swords and like rifle pieces and shit. Like, I don't know, man.
That is badass.
Yeah, he had some fucking super rare coin that there was, I forget what the hell it's called, but he sold it. I think he got like a couple $1,000 for it, but it was some like super rare coin from the Civil War that I think they only like made so many of them, and then they stopped production on it because they changed the graphic on the coin. And his was in like one of the best conditions out of like any that had ever been found, and like people like all over the world were like hitting him up to try to buy it from him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's got like so much shit. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I used to go to metal detect. Did you ever go metal detecting?
I think I've done it like once. Yeah, it's
cool. It's like, you kind of really
patience for that
yeah,
shit.
I didn't, it was always cool when you would find something, but the in between times was like, fuck this. Well, I always got put on fucking dig duty though. Like, I was too when I would go metal detecting, I was still too little to like hold the metal detector because I was too small for it. So I was on fucking shovel and hand pick duty.
Oh.
They'd be like, I'd get all excited, like, oh yeah, like we got something here. I'd be like, all right, get your ass over here and fucking dig a hole. Like, fuck.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a
Well, I'm
bitch.
going to change trajectories because I did some homework from episodes ago. I finally had some time to get caught up on some assignments that you had given me and that I set for myself. I don't think we talked about this particular one yet. We may have, but I'll keep it short. I did end up listening to the second Marginal Man record.
Yes.
Because I was so intrigued when you mentioned that they had a second one, because I didn't know about it. So I finally had a chance to listen to that. It's pretty good. I don't like it as much as the first one, but there's a couple pretty like ripping tracks on there.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely Like it's definitely a good progression from the first one, but the first one is awesome. You're not going to top it. So
Yeah, no, I mean the
a
first
close
one's
second is all you can hope for.
yeah, the first one's perfect. Second one's pretty good. Like I would listen to it again, but definitely will never be like a go-to or anything.
Right. Well, you say that, but what was it? I found it, listened to it, and then I think the first song was stuck in my head for a week. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. And I mean, it like the songs were catchy. It's definitely, I think maybe if you were a person who got into them on the second record, the first record might not be that good to you.
No, I totally agree.
Because it's different enough that I think you either like one or the other. It just kind of depends on, I think, which one you hear first. Which actually, that could be like a cool topic. Is like I can't think of any bands like that right off the top of my head, but maybe a band that you got into. Well, that for me, that would be TSOL. So I think we probably have kind of talked about that. I got into like Change Today before ever hearing like the older, like the first singer TSOL. So now I like that era of the band more than the first singer.
Right.
But we've talked about that. But I'm sure there's like plenty of other bands like that though too.
Yeah. Oh, I thought of a good one for if you heard a song and you got hooked on that one, you would be completely disappointed by the rest of their catalog.
Oh yeah, cool. What you got?
I got Riboflavin. Oh my God. There's a 45 Grave song that's a surf song.
Okay.
Riboflavin, non-carbonated, polyunsaturated blood.
That's
and
the song
like
title?
Yes.
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
like this, like kind of almost like Scooby-Doo-esque 60s sounding like fucking
Nice.
Monster Mash.
Uh-huh.
So it's like got this whole thing, and then the rest of the album is 45 Grave.
Yeah.
Good 45 Grave. Actually, I like 45 Grave. It doesn't fucking matter.
So this is not on topic, but I don't know, for some reason thinking about 45 Grave made this pop in my head. Were you ever into Rudimentary Peni? Did you like them? Have you ever listened to them?
I've never even fucking heard of that.
No shit. Okay, well,
I gotta write some.
you need to get into them. I think they might be like right up your alley actually. I never knew about them either until maybe about, I don't know, 12 years ago. A friend of mine was like really into them, and he was like shocked and stunned and sort of offended that I had never heard of them. He's like, dude, you're going to fucking love this band. And
Oh, that's awesome.
I listened to him. I was like, oh, you were fucking right. Like, thank you so much for introducing me to this band because they're fucking awesome. But yeah, check them out. So they have a lot of different records. The
Right.
earlier stuff is definitely better. But yeah, check it out. Get into it. Let me know what you think. Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Found it. I'll have to put it. Oh fuck yeah! It's 83. That excites me right there.
They're definitely very unique. They're sort of like his vocals are very raw and like heavy and cool, and the music is like, I don't know, like the best way I can describe it is it's like, and this isn't even doing it justice because I think they really have their own sound. But if I was going to try to describe it, I would say it's like Discharge-ish meets Reagan Youth,
Oh well.
but grimier and like heavier.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
Give me something to listen to.
Yeah, you just got to check it out, see what you think. But the other thing we had talked about a while back, and this was a little assignment I was very excited to get into because it's been a really long time since I've listened to these records, and like probably seriously like 25 years or more. And I was like, what does my 47-year-old brain think of these records now? And it looks like you really want to say something.
This is the point of me wanting to do my dad's record collection with you and me and Gavin.
Oh yeah.
We go back and listen to fucking old records because there's a ton of shit I probably haven't listened to in 20, 25 years.
Yeah. Well, so we had that little Dag Nasty segment a while back, and I had said that Can I Say is definitely like hands down that'll always be my favorite Dag Nasty, and it still is. Back in the day, we would put Wig Out at Denkos on the boombox for like skating the ramp and stuff, but it was always like more like background music, and like it never like caught me like Can I Say did.
I think there's a reason.
Yeah, and it was okay, but I didn't like Field Day at all back in the day. I was like, don't really like Field Day at all. It just wasn't my. Just like Austin, I've been watching Austin Powers a lot lately. It's not my bag. Field Day is not my bag, baby. But anyway, so I did listen to both of those the other day, and I have to say my opinion of both those records has definitely changed with my more like older musical sensibilities, I guess. Wig Out at Denkos is definitely, I like that record way more than I did back in the day. I think it's really catchy. I think like every song really, like the sequencing of that record is really awesome. Like all the songs like flow together, and it's a really well crafted like songwriting type of album. I don't know. I think they like it. It's like a really good record. Field Day, I like better than I did back in the day. I don't know. It's like, it's just a little bit too, I don't know. Like, I hate to even use this word, but it is. It's like, it's a little bit too wussy. It's just too wussy for me. Like it doesn't bite. It's just too mild. It's too calm. Like, not that it has to be aggressive, but it's very plain. It's like plain Dag Nasty.
So I had a friend that I think Field Day was the first thing he heard.
Yeah, so they probably loves Field Day then.
But, yeah. Oh yeah, it was like I'm like, and I listened to it, I was like, is it real?
Yeah.
I was like, and so I think I had to turn over like Can I Say and Wig Out at Denkos. I'm like, try these. I think like Denkos, like they're like, I can think of parts that I really like, but then it wussed out a little bit.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I remember that dude, the singer that did that one. Like, I don't know if it was Maximum Rock and Roll or Flipside, but he ran like a fucking ad asking for any like paraphernalia, like flyers or shit.
Yeah. Because
he had nothing from that phase. And he was just trying to grab some shit. I felt bad. I'm like, oh, yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I just think that
Peter Kortner's his name. I just didn't want to use it, but I will now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess my wussy meter is just like diminished. Or
nope.
Like I just like I'm able to accept certain things I didn't used to before. But yeah, I like that record a lot. But yeah, Field Day just was definitely still a little. I could listen to it again, but like if I was in a car and someone was like, "You like Dag Nasty?" and I was like, "Yeah, I love Dag Nasty." Like, "You like Field Day?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll listen to Field Day again," but like I'm never gonna like put it on. Probably.
Now I'm gonna have to fucking listen to it tomorrow.
I will say there's definitely some like catchy songs. Like there's definitely some melodies that I think Dag Nasty, that's like one of the things they're probably always best at, is that they just had killer melodies and like killer like lyrical structures and stuff, just like how they phrase the words and everything.
Well, see, that was part of that conversation we had, because to me, like the shit off the first album, once again, we have to look at it, but I think Sean Brown had a lot to do with that lyrical, because that lyrical content and lyrical structure is prevalent on the fucking Swizz records.
Oh yeah.
Where when you go to Wig Out at Denkos, those songs structure, material, everything's kind of changed.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like every record is like there's elements that you still know it's Dag Nasty, but it is like every record is almost like a different band in a way.
Yeah, and I will be the first to say I hated everything past Field Day, which isn't much.
Oh, I
Which
didn't
is
know
a
there was
lot.
anything after Field
Oh my
Day.
God, there's like 4 on the Floor.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
There's
about
some
all those records.
Other things that I'm not going to say anything bad about, but they weren't very good.
Well, 4 on the Floor is where Dave Smalley came back. Is that correct?
I believe you are correct, and it didn't. To me, it didn't fucking change anything because once again, I think what I liked about Dag Nasty was contained, and one of the key elements left before he joined the band, and he basically rode the wave out.
Yeah.
Because when they come back in with him at the helm, I'm like, I got my hands up in the air. It's like it didn't go back to something I wanted to listen to. It was just like, oh, it's just more of this stuff.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's crazy. I forgot about all those like post Field Day records. I'll have to.
I think there's a bunch of shit on Epitaph.
Yeah, I remember.
right.
I remember hearing 4 on the Floor back in the day, and literally getting through like 2 songs and being like, "What the fuck is this shit?" and like not liking it at all. But like, so anyway, part 2 of Dag Nasty assignment, I'll go and listen to all the ones you just mentioned, and I'll report back like if I have a differing opinion on those at all. But the one I know, there's that one that they did in the 2000s. I've never even heard that one.
I guess I couldn't do it. I don't know. I did not mature musically that way. Like, I'm cool with bands that sound like that, but I don't want the bands that I grew up listening to that sounded like X. I don't want them to sound like Y and Z.
Yeah.
I want them to sound X or X plus a little something, but not.
And I wonder how much of that is driven by when like Dave Smalley came back from four on the Floor. They could have been like, this doesn't really sound like Dag Nasty. Like maybe we should like change our name, but then they're just like, no one will fucking listen to this at all if we like don't call it Dag Nasty. Like I'm sure that plays into that decision a little bit. It has to.
So, did you listen to the new Candy Snatchers EP or whatever?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know it was out. But you're scaring me. Don't make me sad.
It was a what the fuck type moment, because I sent you and Fred whatever he was in before they decided.
Yeah, because I was like,
Snatchers,
why didn't they just call this the Candy Snatchers?
And it ripped assholes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
This one was like, it was like, what happened?
God
What
damn
happened
it.
that you switch your name back to the Candy Snatchers, and it didn't have the energy. Whatever, I can't remember the name of the other band. Sorry guys, no free pub today because I can't remember the name of your band.
But yeah,
Larry's
that
in it
was
from the Candy
awesome though.
Snatchers. Yeah, that fucking kicked ass.
Yeah. It was
Now I'm
so
gonna have to
good.
look.
I know, because
But-
when you sent that, I was like, what the fuck? How did I not know about this? I was like, this is amazing.
It totally, like, how did that go under the radar?
Because it wasn't the Candy Snatchers. If he would have just been made that a Candy Snatchers record, it would have been fucking huge, probably.
Well, and that would go with the Hate Police.
Yeah.
When the Meatmen changed and now they're the Hate Police. I mean, I love the fucking Hate Police, but
Yeah.
I mean,
me too.
Born Loose, that was the name of the band. Or is it Blowout? Actually, I think it's one of the two. I can't tell the fucking difference.
I talked to Tesco once about the Hate Police. I can't remember if it was through social media or email, but I had told him, I was like, dude, I just want you to know that I think like that Hate Police record is like one of the best things you ever did. I was like, I'm a huge Meatmen fan, but it's like, dude, that record, there was just something really special about that record. Like the guitar player's style was so different, and like just everything, like the songs, the order of the songs.
Not the Crime Pays the Bills one, but the actual LP.
Yeah, the Gonzo Hate vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, and he seemed like really appreciative of like me like being hyped on that record, because he kind of made it seem like that was like one of his like more proud moments too, and like maybe it doesn't get as much praise as like the Meatmen stuff does.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
But yeah, that record is fucking awesome, dude. There's not that every song on that record is a banger, dude. Every fucking song. Fucking the Dough.
Dude, that was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, fucking Divide and Conquer.
Oh my god.
Fucking yeah, dude. Just every fucking song on that is so good.
I Club Baby Seals.
Yeah, I Club Baby Seals. Yeah, anyway. If you're a Meatmen fan and have never heard that album, definitely fucking search that out.
Yes. I think he signed mine. We saw him at the Rev, and like I had talked to his wife for a while and then talked to him for a little bit. We were trying to get him to come play Gabe's.
That's awesome.
And it wasn't they didn't want that much money. I'm like, fuck, we can pull that together.
Yeah, I
That one's not hard.
I kind of feel like I remember when that was like a possibility, or like you guys were talking about doing that.
Yeah, I mean, Faye was like, we'll need to rent Santa Pots. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But she was right.
Yeah. Well, my copy of that record is signed as well, but I bought it signed. I actually bought it used at Reptilian in probably like 94 or 95. So, I mean, it was only like 2-3 years old when I bought it used, but it's signed on the back. It's signed Tesco fucking V.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I wanted to talk about today that is musical as well.
My ass.
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, we had taco night a couple nights ago. Oh my God. The seasoning sauce that we used to put in the ground beef, dude, it wrecked my stomach. And I was just like, my butthole was a fucking trumpet for like 4 hours.
It's so fucking awesome.
So bad. Smelled so bad too. I was like, well, no tacos for a while. But anyway, I was curious if you had seen. So basically, I have this like whole story to tell, but there's this guy you have probably seen him because of like how the algorithm on Instagram works. So if I'm like looking at something, you're probably seeing some of the shit that I'm looking at. So there was a video that was going around a few weeks back of this dude playing. He's like a one-man band playing guitar and drums and singing at the same time. Did you see a video of this guy?
I've seen it. I didn't watch it.
He has like kind of longer brown curly hair and like kind of like a porn stash.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Okay. His name is Jeremy, but he's in a band called Steel Beans. And they're from like awesome segue talking about taco night. So yeah, they're Steel Beans and they're from, I think, Everett, Washington. And they've been a band for like 15 years. They've never toured. They only like play up there, like regionally kind of shows and stuff. So he apparently is he's like the principal songwriter of all the band's music. He like writes all the lyrics, he writes all the music. And then he has a band. There's like an 8-person band, and like they just all get together and he shows them all the stuff. Like he does all the like horn arrangements and like everything. They have like a trumpet player and like a sax player. It's like, and like, yeah, it's like a whole huge band. So apparently, I don't know, like 6 months ago or so, he started like filming himself, how like basically his writing process of how he'll just like sit in his room with his guitar and his drums and like we'll work on the songs that way. And he started filming it and putting it on social media. And just after a few months of him like sort of doing this, it kind of like caught on and it like fucking blew up. Well, like about a month ago, 3 weeks ago or a month ago, Dave actually texted me and he was like, hey, you need to like up your one man band skills because this guy, you know, like basically you ain't got shit on this guy. So he sent me a link to this dude. So Dave saw him somehow and sent it to me, and I was like, whoa, this is fucking crazy. Like this guy is legit as fucking. He like has a really cool voice and the music's really cool. And then like a day or two after Dave sent that link, Thaddeus sent us in our group chat we have with him, he sent a video of that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. See, I was like asking you if you've seen it.
I know I've seen it.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's my problem is 90% of the Instagram, 95, 98%, I don't watch with sound.
Trisha's like that too. She does that
Like,
as well.
It's like, to me, it's so if it has a lot going on, I'm like, yeah. Because we might be watching TV and the show sucks, or it's just not that interesting. We'll both be like on our phones.
Yeah.
And it's like the last thing I want to hear, just as even when I'm eating dinner, last thing I want to fucking hear is somebody else's phone while I'm trying to do something else.
No. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it totally makes sense. But so I was like,
have to fucking listen to it.
I was like, this dude is fucking awesome. And I found like, well, through that video, I found his Instagram. I was like looking at it, and he was posting that he was going on tour, and he was doing all these promo videos for like going on tour. Like some dude had like edited all these like sick videos for him of like him being in like, hey everybody, I'm coming to wherever, and like dressed in like different costumes and stuff, like done really well, like a whole like marketing campaign kind of thing. So I looked, and turns out he was playing San Diego. So I was like, fuck man, like I got to go check this guy out. Like this is too fucking cool. So that was like 3 weeks ago, and he played here I think it was Sunday. And I went down to the show early because a good friend of mine, David, his band was playing. They were opening the show and I wanted to check them out. So I got down there early. It was $10 to get in, and the club that he played in is a club that I've played a bunch of times. And it's probably maybe like 120 people capacity. And I got there at like 8:30, and about 5 minutes after I was there, it's sold out.
Wow.
And that show is that club's only ever sold out maybe like one or two other times I can ever remember that I've been there. Like it never sells out there. It's kind of like a cool little dive bar place. It usually has like 30 or 40 people in on a typical night. So it fucking sold out, and they were turning people away, and a bunch of people were pissed. They're like, because like no one ever expects that place to sell out.
Right.
So they were turning people away. So anyway, dude plays. It was fucking awesome. And one of the things he said to me, or not to me, he said to the crowd was, so one of the videos that he made for Instagram was a new song that he had made. And I think it's one of the songs that sort of like kind of went viral. So he was playing, he was about halfway through his set, and people were like yelling out this song. And he's like, I appreciate you guys wanting to hear that song, but the last couple shows that we've played on the tour, we like started out the show with it, or like played it second or third, and everyone left after. Oh. So he's like, I'm making you all wait till later in the set. So he played his set. He played for like an hour, and it was fucking awesome. He's incredible, and it's a really fucking cool show. And so after the show, I was like, well, I want to shoot the shit with this guy, because I'm just like curious about like this quick rise to stardom, basically, that he's like this crazy like ride he's been on. So, dude, it was crazy. Like after they were done, he was like by the bar, and he was just surrounded by people. Like he was like a fucking rock star or something. Wow. Like people just trying to like talk to him and stuff. So I was like, well, I'm never going to get a chance to talk to him. So he had a dude with him that was kind of helping him like set his gear up and break his gear down and stuff. So I went over and talked to this dude. His name was Sean. He was seriously like one of the nicest, coolest dudes I've met in a really long time. He was so friendly and just like open to like answer questions and stuff. So I was just like, dude, I was like, so like, what's your relationship with him? Like, how do you know him and stuff? And he's like, I'm the bass player in his band. I'm like, oh, no shit. He's like, yeah. So I'm like roadieing for him. And I was like, well, I was like, I got to admit, like, I'm a newbie to him and you guys. I was like, can you give me like a quick, like, Reader's Digest version of like how this all came about? And he's like, yeah, dude. He's like, absolutely. He's like, it's pretty crazy, man. He was like, basically, we've been doing this band and he just figured out that he can play all the songs by himself. And he was like, I can take the songs on tour with just me to basically like help to promote the band as a whole, but it's like turned into like its own like entity.
Almost backfired in a way.
Maybe like backfired in a way, kind of. And there may be more specifics to it than that, but that's kind of like the gist of it. It seemed like from what he explained. And before the one song he had went viral, he had, I think like the band Instagram had like 1,000 followers or something. It was like very modest. And like for being like a band for 15 years,
yeah,
only having like 1,000 followers, that's like, I mean, you know, I hate to say it, but like you're a low level band. Like, not that you're not a good band, but like no one
is what it is.
Yeah, no one knows who you are, and no fault of your own or just whatever. Like their music's awesome. They just don't have a marketing team, don't have time to be on social media. You know, they have lives and shit. So anyway, he was like, dude, he was like, everything that's been going on the last couple weeks has been fucking insane. He's like, it's just basically like we went from like we as a band and him as like a solo performer went from no one fucking knows about us except in the town we're from to like he went from 1,000 followers to now he has 150,000 followers.
Holy shit.
And he was like, it's just like a constant barrage of people like hitting us up to like do shit and like, why don't you have, apparently they sold out of all their merch by the second show. And like everybody at like every show's been like, where's your fucking merch? Like, I want a fucking t-shirt. Like I want vinyl. Like, where's all your fucking merch? And they're just like basically everything that this dude explained to me is just like this whole tour for them is just like, they're just holding on for dear life. And it's like, they're just like deer in headlights mode.
Oh my God.
Like every fucking day. Like he said, he's like, we have people hitting us up from like England, like wanting us to come over and like play shows in like Europe and stuff. He's like, it's fucking crazy. He's like, we can't even like get back to people and stuff. It's just like, we're like out in this like little shitty minivan driving around on tour. And like, so it's just crazy. So I guess like the whole point of the whole story is just that it's really my first sort of like firsthand experience with witnessing like a rise of a nobody band to like literally almost like superstardom in the span of like 3 weeks, and like being a part of like going to one of their shows in the midst of like they have no fucking clue what's going on.
Right.
And like just watching him, like I said something to him right before I left. I was like, hey dude, like congrats on all your success. Like keep it going. Like be safe on your rest of the tour. Like nice to meet you, whatever. And then I was out, but just watching him talk to people, you can tell he kind of seems like maybe he's like a little bit of a shy dude. And he just looked frazzled, man. Just like, he's just like, I can't even fucking like deal with like talking to people. Like we just drove 6 hours to get here. And like, now I have to like be on and like talk to people and act like I want to talk to them, even though I'm exhausted. So it was just kind of crazy to sort of witness firsthand a band like going from obscurity to like kind of superstardom, and just seeing that it was maybe not affecting them in a positive way.
Right. That's fucking crazy. That's cool though, that you got to watch that kind of rise.
Yeah, I've
Power
never.
of fucking social media.
Yeah, so that was my whole thing. It's like I was able to see just how social media can play into really sending someone up the ladder super fast. But I don't know. I also got a little glimpse at maybe be careful what you wish for, you know? Because I was like, fuck, man, like, I don't know. It was kind of fucking crazy. Like, I was stoked for those guys, and I'm stoked to see where they're going to be at like a year from now. But I definitely also sort of a little bit felt sorry for them.
Right.
Like, it's all way too much, way too fast.
That's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like that's a good problem to have,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's like I kind of feel like that's something that when you're in a band, you always are like hoping and dreaming to sort of like get to that next level. But now that I've sort of seen what maybe that entails, if that does happen, like maybe it's not as intriguing as I once thought it was.
Or do you need to read the fucking tea leaves a little bit better? Or did it just keep blowing up as they're playing? So it's kind of like fucking Spinal Tap in reverse.
Yeah.
Where you know, he's playing the fucking 3 people in fucking Monterey, then all of a sudden it's 25, then it's sold out. You know, was it that progression?
I think like it was already like popping off like before the tour started. It was basically like
shit.
The first show was like just apparently like was insane. Like every show's been like pretty close to being sold out, I think. Like I said, they sold out of merch on the second day. And like they probably had like 36 shirts or something, you know. It was just like nowhere near the demand they needed. And like, yeah, it's just it's like they're already at a level where they need like investment money to like be able to like make merch and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's crazy.
Did you tell them we could hook them up?
No, but they actually are on a record label of some sort. It's just like I think it's like a more underground kind of label, but yeah, I don't know. That was very cool to just be a part of that sort of journey the last month of, I think that's the first time I've ever really seen a sort of like no name sort of band on social media and be in the like beginning stages of the journey with it. And then like actually within a week or two get to actually see the band,
right,
and just see what's going on with it. And a bunch of people at the show, I talked to a couple strangers and we were just kind of laughing. We're like, you realize that this will be the last time we're ever going to see him for $10.
Yeah.
It's like when he comes back next year, it's going to be like $35 to see him.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's a $35 investment now.
Which is cool. I'd pay that to go see him again if it's like at a big club or something. But yeah, I mean, like he seems like a really nice dude. He's super talented, and just based on the little bit I was around him and his friend and stuff, like it couldn't have happened to like a nicer group of dudes. Like I definitely hope that it turns into
fucking awesome.
I hope they can corral it and like ride it out and not fucking like quit before it like gets going, you know?
Yeah. That would suck.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that.
That's cool though. Yeah, no more fucking $15 t-shirts for them either.
No, I mean, it's just like, dude, it's like, it's crazy. Like think about those fucking shirts that they sold. Like those are shirts that are already probably going to be like, if he keeps rolling and like starts, like, here's the thing that's crazy about what he does is the band is really good. I watched some videos of them as the full band and they sound awesome. But what he does is what the promoters are going to want. The one man thing. So it kind of sucks for his band, but I can already see him being booked to play like giant festivals in like Europe in the summer and stuff. And like, I hope that happens for him. Cause I mean, there's no reason this dude isn't going to fucking like super blow up. And like the shirts that were on sale that they sold out of, they're going to be like $300 eBay shirts in like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, fuck yeah. Next week.
So So you heard it here first, folks. Steel beans, if they're, I'm predicting that within a year or two, they're going to be
on an Apple commercial.
Yeah, they're going to be on something like that, but definitely playing festivals in Europe. Yeah.
Sorry.
You know what? I know we've talked about that album before, but I just want to reiterate that no fucking joking around. That record from front to back is one of the best fucking 80s records of all time.
Oh, my Lord.
And fight me if you don't believe me.
I'm not going to fight you. Like I said, as Dammy has a couple of them in there off that album. The songs are pretty good. I'll have to say it.
Yeah. I've been working on my new EP a little bit here and there. And I do have a new cover song.
Oh, yeah?
That I'm going to be putting out on it. And I'm not going to say what it is, but I will say that it is an 80s song.
Nice.
And
it's Hungry Like the Wolf.
It's not Hungry Like the Wolf, but you're close. I'll give you that.
Guess what I just bought fucking tickets to?
Oh shit. You're actually going somewhere? You're doing something? Is it a show or a ghost event?
No. It is a sort of a show.
You going to a Broadway play?
No. Since you spoke up or sold Duran Duran and how fucking awesome that tour was.
Yeah.
They have a tour movie that's coming out next 2 weeks or something. Yeah. And it's like one of the one night only whatever events. Like I forget what the events are, like Phantom events or whatever.
Okay.
And we are going to go see it.
Oh, that's cool. And it's Duran Duran though.
Yeah. So yeah, it's basically
So it's like footage of one of their current, basically like watching a show at the movies.
Yes. Yes.
That's pretty fucking cool, actually.
So that's what you got me into.
That is a very adequate compromise, I would say. You get to sit down.
Yes.
It's dark. You don't have to, not a bunch of people drunk and screaming around you, most likely.
True.
You're at the movies. It's air conditioned. You can have snacks.
Yep.
So yeah, I think actually I want to go see it. That sounds fucking cool.
She sent me I think it was an email. Like I saw it come through and then she sent me another one going, if we can't go to the show, then we should go to this. I'm like, fuck. So the Chlamydiot / I Hate God / Ringworm / Venom Inc. show has been postponed.
Oh, really? Is it because the new Venom record is so bad?
No. Actually, I like 2 of the songs off of it.
I listened to the new Venom and
I was new Venom or Venom Inc.
Venom Inc. I listened to the new Venom Inc. and it was so epically disappointing. I do not like it at all. And as soon as I listened to it, I went back and immediately listened to the first one they did from a few years back to purge my mind of how much I didn't like the new one. It doesn't.
How many times have you done that? There's no way that's your first, because I know that we've already talked about me throwing records out the window and putting something else on to make me feel better.
I can't think. I know I've done it. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But yeah, I was actually really looking forward to that record, and I listened to it last week one day, and I just kept sitting here thinking, next song's going to be good. Next song's going to sound like Venom. It's it's not that it's a bad record. It just doesn't sound like Venom. It sounds like Venom trying to be not Venom.
That might be where my saving grace and where I thought it sounded awesome, because I had no expectations, because I didn't think they were going to sound like lay down your soul to the gods, rock and roll.
No,
I wasn't expecting that at all.
No, I
so
get
what I
that.
heard was really good, but now you've scared me that it's trash. But I'll listen to it just because.
No, I think. Well, I would be curious to hear what you have to say about it. I don't know. Like generally, like we've talked before. It's like bands are going to evolve and stuff, and I get that. But I think why I was I was all in on Venom Incorporated was because when I saw them live, first of all, they were awesome. And then that record that they put out, I don't know, it was like 5-6 years ago. It was like Avi Satanis or whatever it's called, but it was like modern. It had like modern riffs, modern production, but it still just had like the old school Venom vibe though. There was like something about the riffs and the singing. I don't know. It felt like modern Venom, but keeping the old school roots of what makes Venom sound like Venom. And that record was awesome. And then this new one, it's basically just like they dropped everything, all the trademark things that make Venom sound like Venom. And it's like they just wanted to make a Slayer record. Like they just wanted to make a Slayer record and not sound like Venom anymore.
So I think that's why I was okay with it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to listen to the whole thing because I think I went back to listen to the one from a couple years ago and I didn't make it as far. I didn't make it through. I was like, eh.
Yeah. I think to me personally, that record, the older one that was like the first Venom Inc., that to me, I think is the best post original Venom record. And I like some of the Kronos records. But yeah, I think that record, that Avi Satanis or whatever it's called, that is, to me, that's like the best modern Venom record that sounds like a good production and sounds like where Venom should be in the modern age. And that new one is just, I don't know. Like I said, it's an awesome thrash speed metal record, but I'm going to go listen to Show No Mercy or Rain and Blood if I want those records. I want Venom. I want my Venom to sound like at least some semblance of Venom. Like I want some kind of like creepy, slower riff or like more stripped down. It's like, it's just like all crazy, like guitar playing and stuff. I'm just like, it's just too much.
So I think our first episode of My Dad's Record Collection is going to be Outburst. Because
the 7-inch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that they are getting back together to play.
Oh, cool.
But Gavin has played this record for the Chlamydians, and everybody's blown the fuck away.
All right.
And they're like, when did this come out?
As they should be.
Exactly. But it was just, it's funny, it's like one of those hidden gems. And it was like, we had these 6 songs, it's 6 or 5, and that's it. Like, because I was reading on boards, like looking for shit, like demos or anything they had a while ago.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it was these songs. That was our set. Like, there was no more.
Damn.
But he like all of his friends are like blown away. They love it. It's fucking funny as shit. Like I walked outside the other day and they were fucking listening to it. I was like, yes.
That's fucking cool. I mean, that just goes to show that like that record's fucking perfect, basically.
Fuck, dude. That record's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of kicked it off in my head. I was like, we got to fucking do this because it'd be good to like that would be a good starter one.
Yeah. No, I'm down to do it. I mean, we should probably wrap up soon, but I have something I have to bitch about.
Yeah, we are at my bedtime.
Yeah, I know. We're definitely at your bedtime. This is my last thing I'm going to bitch about.
All right, bitch.
So we watched this movie last night called Speak No Evil. It's on Shudder right now, I think. Scary kind of movie or whatever. And I can't remember the last time a movie has fucking pissed me off so much. The movie was good. I'll say that the movie was good. It was well done. It's a hell of a roller coaster ride of tension and stressful, kind of anxiety inducing sort of scenario. But I can't even really say anything about the movie because it would spoil it, but I just had to vent how angry I was at the fucking movie.
So what pissed you off about it? I mean, you can't spill the beans.
No, I can't spill the beans, but no normal human being would ever act the way the people acted in this movie.
Right.
And you're just like the whole time like, fuck you, like, what are you doing? And then like 5 minutes later, you're like, what the fuck? Like, fucking do this. And then like 10 minutes later, you're like, fuck you. You fucking deserve it.
So it wasn't the Hereditary where you're crying because you've bought into the girl being an important part of the movie and her head explodes.
No, not at all. This, like I said, I can't say anything about the movie because I don't want to spoil it for people because it is a really well done movie. But I can't remember the last time I've ever been so fucking pissed at people not doing what any normal human being would do in this same situation. And I get that that's what makes the movie what it is, but it's so unbelievable because if you were in this situation, you would never act how these people are acting.
Yeah, so that was my question. Is it because of poor decision making, or are they just like fucking people that you can't stand and fucking they just drive your anxiety up the wall because they're just that person?
Just for lack of not being able to say anything, it's poor decision making.
Right.
And you're basically like, you fucking deserve this now. Like I'm usually like rooting for the like protagonist to like actually triumph at the end. Usually this is a movie where within the last like 10 minutes, I was like, fuck you. Like, you fucking deserve this.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to see the Hellraiser just because to me that the second Hellraiser movie was like my all-time favorite movie.
Was that Hellbound?
Yeah, the Hellbound one. Like that's one of my favorites of the spooky genre.
Yeah, the first Hellraiser is cool. It's like the setup, but then like it's the setup for the second one, basically.
Yeah, dude. It was definitely, they were fucking pitching a softball and it got fucking knocked out of the park.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, we're house sitting this weekend, and the house we're staying at has Hulu, so we already have a bunch of shit. Well, actually, they have Paramount Plus and Hulu, so we already have like a big list together of all the shit we want to watch.
God.
So I want to see the new Predator movie, see the Hellraiser, and I'm probably going to spend most of the weekend watching Beavis and Butthead.
What we do in the shadows?
I've saw the movie of that, but I haven't seen the show.
Oh, fucking hell. Dump the Beavis and Butthead.
No way, dude.
Fuck, oh my God. Especially as they start rolling. Like, oh my God. That dude from the fucking IT crowd. Not Redham Denham, but his son. I can't remember what his name was.
Gotcha.
So what I was bitching about is so we watch a lot of shit. I'm trying to think. They do it on Discovery. If somebody it has an accent or they think it's too thick, they'll drop fucking subtitles in. I'm like, why in the fuck are you giving me subtitles? I was like, I know what they're saying because we used to do our what do we call it? I think it was like Crazy Kung Fu Night, and the kids and I would watch fucking old, not old, actually, like new age kung fu or karate films from Asia, I guess Japan and China or wherever. And we used to fucking, I couldn't stand watching them with the dubs. Like for some reason,
Oh yeah.
I was okay with fucking reading to watch the movie. Like it to me, it took away from the actual movie.
Have you ever seen 13 Assassins?
That sounds familiar. I might have seen that.
I'll say that 13 Assassins to me is the best modern martial arts movie that's been in like 30 years.
Oh, I don't know if it sounds, no, I don't think I've seen that one then. It sounds too new.
It's amazing. I think it was made in like 2008-ish, 2009-ish maybe. But it is fucking awesome. It's subtitled. It's a movie about us
13 Assassins?
well, yeah, but it's about it's about a like a daimyo or whatever, and he's like the stepson of the emperor, and he's like a psychopath basically. And
Oh, nice.
he like goes around to all the villages, just like terrorizes the people and everything, just because he's like has unlimited power and he can like do whatever he wants. And they like hire these 13 assassins to like basically hunt him down and like take him out secretly to like not disrupt the like power hierarchy or whatever. But dude, it's fucking awesome, man. I can't recommend that movie enough to people. Like if you're a martial arts movie buff or like any genre of martial arts films and you haven't seen 13 Assassins, like watch 13 Assassins. It's fucking awesome.
It's no Shaolin Executioner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's different. It's definitely
I know.
if you're looking
better.
for like any type of Shaolin kind of stuff, it's like maybe not your cup of tea, but
no, it sounds awesome. No, definitely the new age fucking karate movies or martial arts movies are awesome.
yeah. The one spoiler I'll give, if someone was like, give me one tidbit about 13 Assassins that you want to sell me on to make me watch it, bulls as weapons is all I'll say.
Oh my god. And on that note, let's wrap it the fuck up. Bulls as weapons.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we should have a special Halloween episode next week.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. I don't know what that means, but I'm down.
I don't know either.
Are we gonna dress up?
Oh my god, that would be fucking phenomenal. I love that idea, but I won't do it.
Yeah.
But
oh wait, I know what your costume can be. You can wear 4 t-shirts.
Oh shit. I get my boobs all pushed out.
Man, you'll look ripped as fuck in 4 t-shirts.
It's fucking awesome.
You need to get one of those things that that the gals wear under their clothes, those what are the Spanx.
No.
You need a man Spanx for your torso.
So there's nothing cooler, and I haven't watched like a lot of sports recently, but when they had the fucking coaches on and they have the man Spanx on,
yeah,
you can see where it's at and where it stops, and then shit starts rolling back out.
Gotcha.
Like it's so awesome. I'm like, that's not cool, bro. Someone had to stop you before you got on camera.
It's like a topographic map.
Oh fuck.
That's fucked up. Shout out to all the 2 t-shirt people in the world. We love you. We love you all. We don't care what you wear.
Oh, I'd prefer if you wore 2 t-shirts. because I don't want to see your nipples.
Yeah, just wear as many t-shirts as you want. Just like make sure the nipples don't poke out, and then you're
there.
all
You
good.
go. Yeah. And on that note, adios, motherfuckers.
Yep. Later. This podcast was brought to you by Potty Mouth Records. Contact us at pottymouthrecords@gmail.com and find us on the web at pottymouthrecords.rocks. That's .rocks. Top that, bitch!